Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt, and I'm one of your co-hosts. Well, I guess I'm the host today. I am all alone here in my recording booth at work today. It is Labor Day, and Joe Daddy, gave him the day off. Steven deserves a day off, right? Everybody else got the day off, so why not? So I am going to tackle this episode solo. But I got a couple fun things that I want to tackle, so I wanted to make sure that we didn't skip the episode this week. So if you guys can bear with me being by myself this week, I do have a fantastic episode planned here. So first and foremost, we had a build contest here on the private server. We didn't have, 500 people like I was hoping would participate, but we had a couple of really solid builds that were entered there, and out of the finalists picked, we had one champion selected as the master builder. I wanted to do an episode where we actually go through this build and, document it, post a video for everybody to see if you haven't been able to check it out yet. So that is still to come. I'm going to wait for Steven to be here for him and I to walk through it together, and we'll go through on camera, sort of talk about what we see, what happened, the creative decisions that were made there. But it is fantastic. So if you are on the private server, I highly recommend you head over to the northeast portion of the map up in the highlands there. Go take a look at that ginormous mountain of a building that our good old buddy Tyrunt built here. He has been dubbed the Master Builder. He's not too pumped about that title because he feels like it wasn't well earned with how, the popularity of the contest went over. But regardless, if there were 2 people, 50 people, 400 people, it didn't matter. I feel like we had a winning build here. This tower itself, you go up this elevator and there's a whole bunch of griffins and stuff lined up on top of it. There's trees and little houses, and it's all fantastic. It's very aesthetically pleasing to the eye, so I highly recommend you go check that out. But congratulations to Tyrunt. You are officially dubbed the Master Builder of Stranded Survivors, and that building is turning into the Hall of Fame. So we're going to have to give Tyrunt the old knife here and take his dermis, and we're going to have to put it on a little decorative stand here as the first server event champion. There will be more to come, so as you guys see these server events posted, please participate, and if you win, one of the perks of winning will always be having your survivor posted in the Hall of Fame. So that's pretty cool, right? So yeah, in theory, the dream is that we will eventually have 8, 9, 10 events run through in the lifetime of this server, and each time somebody wins, we're going to put them in the Hall of Fame, let them pose themselves, dress themselves however they want. If they want a, dermis or a copy of a tame to be posted on a cryopod stand next to them, whatever, it's going to be really cool and personal. So again, shout out to you, Tyrunt. You are the man, the myth, the legend, the building master. So stay tuned for more information on that, folks, because like I said, we're going to post a walkthrough eventually, but solid build. Favorite part about it going up is probably the Rainbow Road. That was the first thing my kid said was, hey, look, it's like Mario Kart. It's Rainbow Road. So Tyrunt, good work, my guy. The next thing that I want to make sure that I absolutely hit is the Heliocoprion. So this new fishy-like creature here in Ark is quite possibly one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. For those of you that have not really experienced it in all of its full glory yet, picture a shark, but with a saw blade for a mouth, I'm sure you've seen that in old dinosaur books and fossil stuff if you've done any, paleontology on the side. But if you haven't, this creature, it is a fish. Its species name is Heliocoprion friendo. You're not fooling me, friendo. It's from the early Permian period, and it ate soft-bodied prey. Well, fun fact, we are soft-bodied prey, so no thanks already. Don't know much about it yet, but nerp. This bad boy is relaxed. So I guess it's a less aggressive shark we got going on here. It is tameable, it is rideable, it is breedable, and you passively tame it? What? All right, so if you kill this bad boy, it's going to give you hide and raw meat. Nothing fantastic there. Now, as far as the dossier goes, the Heliocoprion friendo, similar in size of Megalodon, but far more calm. Heliocoprion reclusively lurk in the open waters of Ark's ocean environments. While they're imposing with their familiar silhouette, Heliocoprion pose no threat unless provoked. That is, unless you happen to be an unfortunate ammonite, which Heliocoprion have a strong desire to chomp down on. With strong jaws and even stronger tail, Heliocoprion can pose a dangerous threat if they've been bothered. The jaws of Heliocoprion are used to quickly and efficiently slice up bodies of cephalopod creatures, and the tail in particular has evolved to be more like a thresher shark's. This significant change is used to great effect at stunning prey. Sorry, I can't read today. Some survivors claim more powerful Heli can even knock out foes with a powerful whip of their tail. So what I'm hearing there is that it's got the ability similar to the kick of the Equus, the horse that you got going on there. You can run around. It's not the most efficient thing, but you can go around and kung fu kick people in the side of the head and knock them out. So I am assuming the Heliocoprion can do the same thing to lesser ocean creatures. So that would be an interesting way to possibly, maybe, tame maybe a meg, maybe anglerfish, things like that. We'd have to see exactly how much it does for torpor damage, but that's interesting. Domesticated. The truly remarkable jaw of Heliocoprion can be used for much more than eating ammonites. Oddly enough, the precise cutting power the tooth whorl provides can be used to separate the various components of equipment. For some older specimens, this process allows survivors to record the crafting requirements for their various equipment. I've only seen the most experienced crafters employ this bizarre utility, but it's an astonishingly useful one for sure. Wow, what does that mean exactly? Interesting. So according to the wiki here, sort of diving through this, once you tame it, it can turn items into blueprints without resetting their rarity. However, the process may fail. The higher its crafting skill stat is, the lesser are the chances that the process will fail. It can also act as a grinder. This can be disabled with the INI config. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty cool. This thing kind of has like a little bit of a Tinker's Table vibe to it, which I guess begs the question of, yeah, sure, you can use the blueprints at the Tinker Table to make them stronger, but the fact that you can take a pre-made, everybody's got that, oh boy, howdy, look at my pre-made 700 shotgun that I got, but I don't have a blueprint for it, so for the love of God, don't die and lose it. If you are a gambling man, which I know Steven is, you have the opportunity to sort of throw that item in there and roll it to see if either, one, it will be destroyed, or two, if you can end up with a blueprint. That's pretty nifty, right? You got to take into consideration, like I said, it can be used as a grinder, and you have to turn that setting off, because it would be very unfortunate if you forgot to turn off the grinding setting and you put in your fancy shotgun to blah, 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 blah. It's over. So that is a nifty part of it. Let's see here. As we're looking into the taming process, in order to tame the Heliocoprion, you have to drop a looted item near it to begin the taming process. The Heliocoprion will then go into a frenzy-like attack for roughly 10 seconds, consuming the piece of gear or equipment. During that frenzy, that's when you have to jump on the back of it. So again, a little parallel to the Equus, the horse. Once you mount, you need to press the corresponding button to your screen that pops up, and you only have like a short little window to press either, WASD or spacebar. Otherwise, you get dismounted. There are different buttons for the consoles. We all know what that transition over is to the console mapping console players. But after you do like 5 to 7 buttons, it says, you'll have the opportunity to feed the Heliocoprion a ratfish treat. It is recommended that you clear the area of hostiles first because it is a passive tame, so keep that in mind, right? That's pretty nifty. It's a good ammonite killer, so it does double damage to the ammonites. Those give you the ammonite bile, which is important for higher level crafting, so take that into consideration when you go out in the ocean. And it's also immune to being grabbed by a Tuso, so this is very important to note. A lot of smaller tames, like the dolphin, for instance, I think maybe the meg, big old question mark there, can be snatched up by the Tuso, the big old squids, and that sucks. That really sucks if you're not in the process of trying to tame it. If you want to tame the squid, perfect, let it do it, why not? But no thank you, I'm not really trying to mess around with that. So yeah, this creature sounds relatively interesting to me. Looking at the pictures here from the screen art, I definitely see where the thresher shark inspiration comes from on there. It definitely has that appearance to it. Its little saw blade mouth is absolutely terrifying, and I don't see myself trying to tame it intentionally, but hey, you know what? If somebody on the server tames one, I'll buy it from you. I've got lots of ingots or kibble, or, we'll figure something out. But I am not going into the ocean that much. I do really like the pattern on it. The pattern reminds me a bit of a leopard shark. Isn't it weird that I obsess over sharks and I really like sharks, but I'm terrified of the ocean? I don't know. Maybe it's part of that terrifying respect, but either way, man, it looks like a leopard shark combined with a thresher shark, combined with a meg. I'm here for it aesthetically, but it sounds pretty spooky. Let's see. Is there any other information? No really other major information listed on the wiki at this time. So, stay tuned, I guess. There's going to be more information released as I get more. So, we covered Labor Day. We covered the build contest. This is going to be a short episode, guys. We covered the Heliocoprion, which is like the big arc thing that I want to talk about. Steven and I have been a little AWOL lately. You guys have been getting pre-recorded episodes. I'm not sure if you realized or not, but the Gamers Health episodes, those were all pre-recorded, and then the next two after this episode are going to be pre-recorded as well. So I'm going to revisit all of the comments that I have so far for the last 4 episodes, and then we're going to revisit the comments for this episode and then the next 2 when we come back to record live again. The reason that I am not recording live nearly as much, and even right now I'm doing it at a very off time here. The reason I'm not doing it live lately is my master's classes have started. For those of you that don't know, I'm in grad school, and it's a lot. It's a lot. I thought college was hard, but hey, guess what? It gets harder. So I'm having a lot of fun, but it eats up a lot of my spare time, and a lot of my mental energy is gone throughout the day. So come the end of the night, I really haven't even had much time to play video games lately. And when I do play video games, it's either Call of Duty to prepare for the Collegiate League tryouts, which I got crapped on in the first session. Fun fact of the day. The day that this episode airs will actually be the day that round 2 of the tryouts are. So if you're listening to this on release day, wish me luck. Hopefully I make the Call of Duty team. If not, then you know what? Hey, I got more time to study, I guess. But yeah, that's where I've been recently. Steven is putting in a boatload of extra time at work and, making life work. So it's been a lot of mental transitions and mental energy for us that we just haven't had time to connect, and we will be connecting live in the future, so don't give up on the live shows, but they are coming back. We're just trying to let everything get settled and get our feet wet and stuff like that, so bear with us on that front. But as far as our comments go, so we're going to go all the way back to the beginning of Season 4 when we have the Intro to Gamers Health episode, okay? We are going way back when. Looks like I did publish them. Look at me go. Okay. We've got some comments here. Hey, guys. So, first comment that I see. We already did this. Yeah, we talked about these ones because we pre-recorded right after this episode came out. So, we talked a little bit about some of these. I am trying to sort of decipher through these. I'm trying to remember where we cut off. I think we got all the comments from this episode looking at all of them. So if I missed somebody on the Season 4 Episode 1, call me out, and I'm really sorry. Moving up into Season 4 Episode 2, that is the Therapeutic and Recreational Gaming with King Dodo. The first comment we got here is from Jasper G. And my computer's going to load really quickly, right, computer? Jasper G, thank you guys for another episode. Late to listen and to comment. Well, you know what, Jasper? It pushed it up to the top of the comment list, so you were the first one read here. Shout out to you. Thanks for listening, man. I hope you learned something. West the Wolf, also known as Hail Hydra 3. Sorry I'm late to the comment section, but I wanted to say this was an amazing episode. W King Dodo. Love to hear more people on the podcast, and love when you go off topic with ARC and start to talk about mental health. It's great. Love this. Hell Hydra, I appreciate you for that. Not a lot of people are ready to tackle the conversation. Sorry, I was talking away from my microphone while I read there. Not a lot of people are ready to tackle that conversation yet, so I'm appreciative that you are ready, as well as all the other people. You know what I mean? We had a lot of people in our community that were really invested in this series, and shout out to all you guys for that. Equifox, long live the king. Absolutely, you nailed it, girlfriend. Long live the king indeed. And long live you, queen. And then we had Chef Buns. Thanks for the episode, boys. Dodo killed it. As for the battle goes, I can usually stay on top of it, but lately with certain things going on in my life, I've been sliding back into a slump. Me too, my guy, me too. Trying to keep the old chin up, though, so these episodes have been huge for me. And as far as poached eggs, they're strange. Cracking an egg into boiling water, then scooping out a slimy blob, I am not a big fan. Sorry, I stumbled there with the textural reference. I got texture issues, man, you're freaking me out. But soft-boiled eggs for ramen is top-notch. Keep up the good work, boys. Thank you, Chef Buns. You keep up the good work, too, my friend. Yeah, I feel you, though. It's hard. Things are sliding back in for everybody. I didn't want to breeze over that real quick, but, I feel that right now. All you can do is keep your chin up. Remember, you got an amazing support network, and that goes for everybody in our Discord. We all are here for you. Everybody's been through some stuff, and we have a whole wide variety of human beings. So, shout out to everybody in the Discord. Thanks for being there for all of us. I appreciate you. And then moving on to, wait a second. Yeah. Moving on to the physical fitness with Antonio Pepperonio. We only have one comment. I thought I misclicked. What in tarnation, people? Goodness gracious. Well, hey, the physical fitness with Antonio Pepperonio. The comment we got there was West the Wolf Hill Hydra 3. First comment and only comment, I might add. What a legend. This was a great episode, and I wanted to let you know this is very much needed in the gaming community and that I appreciate this. You know what, Hail Hydra? We are here to do nothing but live and serve, and if we can make an impact on one person, then me sitting here rambling into a microphone was totally worth it. So I had a lot of fun talking to Antonio Pepperonio, and I am glad that you got something out of it. Guy's a physical wizard. And then the last one that we have to go through here is the spiritual wellness with Hop. Now, we have one comment, only one comment so far, and again, it's West the Wolf, Hail Hydra 3, the man, the myth, the legend. I expect the rest of you guys to come back and give us a little interaction here. I understand it was off the beaten path and maybe not so ARC-related like you guys come for, but hey, it's important stuff. So go through, help the algorithm, comment for us, please. But West the Wolf, Hail Hydra, this was single-handedly the best episode y'all have come out with. I loved it, and to be fairly honest, we all need it. Hail Hydra 3 or West the Wolf out. I have to agree. Hop was dropping some knowledge on us, and it is always good to broaden your horizons and to make yourself a more well-rounded human. I think that's really what we were going for in this little mini-series that we had going on here, was just to help everybody become a more well-rounded human being. So if you guys listened to those last 4 episodes, I really appreciate you. And if you didn't, please go check them out, because even if you don't gain any knowledge from it, at least it's good to hear the reminders every now and then. I just want to leave you guys with the thought that you are all important, you all matter, and that I'm thankful you're all here. So if you listen to this teeny tiny little mini update episode, I hope you're not disappointed with how short it is, but I also hope you are doing fantastic. We will be back. I've got 2 episodes scheduled already. The next one is with our buddy Thomas from the Discord, also known as Zinch. And we will be talking about World of Warcraft and other, MMORPGs and stuff like that. And then after that, I have a really fun episode that I'm personally very excited about. We're going to dive into the weird truths and fallacies of ARC's bugs. So if you want a full ARC lesson, complete with an entomologist's report, please make sure you stay tuned for that one. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I really hope you enjoyed the teeny tiny little update. Don't even want to call it an episode. But I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday weekend. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves, and I hope to talk to you soon in the Discord. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.